Hello, this is Ken Bossard with Bossard Homes. I've worked for 33 years in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area in real estate development. I started out as a nonprofit housing counselor, counseled hundreds of home buyers on how to be approved for a mortgage, what credit is, how to do budgeting, but most of all, the mortgage system, what an underwriter sees when they look at your profile and how to present the best application to get approved. A loan officer's job is to get you approved for that mortgage loan. Really, it's to find people who fit into the narrow guidelines that the mortgage industry has for approval. There are types of loans that are A loans, which they call vanilla loans. That means you just have credit where you walk on water. You've never been late on anything. That's usually over an 800 credit score. And then there are people who are challenged that there are loans available for them, but a lot of lenders won't work with you because, let's be honest, if it takes just as much time to do a $300,000 loan as it does an $800,000 loan. So we don't want to spend, when I say we, I'm talking about mortgage loan officers, don't want to spend time when they don't have to fixing somebody's credit. That's your job. That's the nonprofit housing counselor's job, which is where I started out, helping people fix their credit and helping people find the money and the assets, the grants, the loans, the special programs that when you go to a regular loan officer or a realtor who work on commission, don't have time to do for you. I moved from that to being a loan officer, first with Chevy Chase Bank and then a renovation mortgage loan officer with Wells Fargo, which is where I really learned the process of taking a person who comes in with a property that they want to renovate, how you find out what the highest value of that is. I really started learning that in the MBA program at George Washington University, how you take a property, land, whatever real estate, and find what the highest and best use of that real estate is. It's the same concept when you're buying a home. You want to know, before you move into that property, do I have the potential to renovate this property and make more money? Could I take this property and add 1,000 square feet and there's enough in the market? So you generally don't want to buy the best house in an area. You want to buy the house that has some upside potential because that upside potential is wealth for your family. Our company, Bossard Homes, is a family company. And as a family company, we're concerned with how you transfer wealth down through your generations. It's not about me, it's about my father and what he left to me and what I leave to my daughters and my son and to my grandson and any unborn children in my family. So when we sit down with Bossard Homes to look at you, and I, as a real estate professional, have helped hundreds of people become qualified for mortgage loans, but not just qualified. I've helped people go from getting qualified to finding the property and all the things you do after you get approved for the loan, making sure the title is right, making sure that you have everything right with the financing, which is another beast all in itself because it's not just getting approved, it's making sure that you're getting the best mortgage for the type of property you're buying based on your credit. You remember the subprime mortgage crisis of 2008. We found out a lot of people, for racial and other reasons, were getting loans that were charging them tens of thousands of dollars more than they could have gone if they had gone to another lender and got what they were really eligible for. So at Bossard Homes, we're taking that renovation process of going in, getting you the best financing, and then overseeing the renovation process. When you get into that home, or if you own a home and you want to renovate to get that extra value that's in that property that we talked about, taking your home from where it is to where the highest properties in your neighborhood are selling for. Our house has a certain value, but we have houses on either side of us that have sold for over $1 million. Based on where we are right now, we can renovate our house and bring it up to that $1 million, which is what I was telling my next door neighbor earlier. and he's excited about what we do. And I think one of the things that excited him about what we do is that Bossard Homes is looking, not as the real estate investor is looking, to make sure that they give you the least amount of money to put the most amount of money in their pocket, which is their job, what they're supposed to do. We want to change the wealth factor, how wealth has been denied to African Americans and others through the legal system, through how companies appraise mortgages, through how the government appraise people's homes. And we want to make sure that you have the option to work with us and keep that property in your family. You can sell it to us as is, and we'll tell you what the value of that house is. Whereas we would normally come in as a real estate investor and try to lowball you to what the lowest amount you can sell the house to us for so that we could get that extra money. We're coming in telling you what your house is, what the appraised value of your house is, which is something you should get done before you sell your home to anyone. So we're coming in, you can either sell it as is, or we can guide you through the process, or you can joint venture with us. If you decide to become a mastermind partner with us, not only will we work with you on where your house is right now, say you've just inherited a property and you're in the probate process, or you just, that's generally going to be it. You just, a family member, parent, grandparent died and you've inherited a property, or you bought a property and you're not sure what to do with it. We'll come in with you and joint venture with you to not only keep that property. So if you're in a situation where you're deciding whether to sell or to keep, let us talk to you about joint venturing, keeping that property and using the equity in that property to buy more real estate property, to invest in real estate. And that's what we do with our mastermind partners. That's what we do with our mastermind partners. We develop a lifelong partnership with them of wealth building. So Ken Bossard, Bossard Homes, I've helped hundreds of home buyers in the area and investors to buy property and to take it through the renovation process, and we'd like to help you also.